All right, welcome back. Hardly initiated. I love hardly initiated. I might just end up supporting those gentlemen over there. I might become a member just to support them but man, this 50-50 conversation. Shout out to Chinye who was watching it last night. I saw it this morning. I was like, oh, I wonder. And then once she said Ekene, I was like, oh, this will be interesting. This will be interesting to watch. So even though I really would have loved to not extend this session beyond, let's have the conversation. 50-50. But let me say shout out to this brother who was the guest, Yoda or something like that. Yoda or Yada, I'm not sure. But I know that one of his videos was going viral, him trying to talk to some young man who was like, no, my woman cook for me. Like, wait, how did you get here? Your woman don't cook for you. I thought you said your woman don't cook for you. No, he cook for me. It was so stuff like, he was like, no, there's a camera in my face right now. Let me not admit that. There's a viral video from last week. So it's kind of interesting that they brought him on. And I really, really enjoyed this session. And some of the worst advisors on this internet streets were also dragged accordingly. Particularly Ekene and Anton Daniels were dragged woto, and they deserve every dragging that comes with that, because honestly, it's high time. And I knew it was a matter of time. I started this conversation in 2020. Yeah, something like that. And I started joining the conversation around 2020. I started creating content in 2018 with my wife, Lola and Ola. Go check out the platform over there. And but in 2020, I was like, wife, we got to do more. I'm going to create some time. I'm going to start another channel so I can have a conversation with the brothers. And that's what came about with Men of Prestige. But then that vision was bigger than me. And then we have 50-50 now. We're having a conversation with everybody. And I'm having a good time. I want to say thank you to you if you're listening here. But I knew it was only a matter of time before brothers like this came out and start discombobulating all their stupid talking points. But let me play a little bit of it.
Shouldn't be 50-50. Hey, every household is different. Every man is different. So you're telling me God just say, you do 100, you do 50, you do 25,
stupid,
you do 0. And they're not they're not wondering why their home is stuck in a state of hell. You're going against divine law. You're going against divine order. And when you go against the divine order, all hell breaks loose. Now your woman don't respect you. Your children don't respect you. You're coming home talking about, can I get a hot meal? Your woman looking at you, can I get a hot meal?
Can I get a hot
meal? Come on, brothers.
That was funny.
So let me ask you this, because just to bring clarity to the conversation, I want to understand, because when the brothers that's 50-50, and I want to bring, because I don't think people understand what that really.
It's not really 50-50. It's a 50-50 mindset. It's a fairness mindset. Let everything be fair across the board. It's an anti-seductive mindset. It's a person who doesn't know what they're doing. They have no game. That's what it comes down to. It's not 50-50, because it's never 50-50 anyway, right? In reality, it's never 50-50, right? But it's really a mindset. The real issue is the mindset. It's the mindset. It's a person who don't know what they're doing, right? And unfortunately, a lot of people end up in their corners, and those people will collect woto.
Means, if you're new to the conversation, these are brothers who have pretty much taken a pact to say that for the entire.
That doesn't even sound right. A brother taking a pact. Can you imagine? That sounds weak as hell. And I want to be nice. I want to keep our numbers at 48 and 51%. Like, come on. You took a pact? Passport bros. Does that sound... You don't feel weird? You don't feel weirded out when you do that? Come on, man.
Entire duration of their relationship. Not a moment or phase. And I think that's the biggest... I think that's the key piece of information. The entire duration of this relationship, from start to finish, will be us splitting these bills, right? Because I think it's a good argument. What the brother that might have got married at 21 years old, first of all, at 21 as a man, we still finding ourselves. our identity, our purpose, and we definitely ain't found the paper.
But the only reason because we weren't properly groomed. When you start,
all right, so let's not get into that. Let's move it forward. If you want to watch this, go support them. Hardly Initiated is the name of the platform. You can watch the full 2 hours there. We're not gonna do that here. What we're gonna do is I'll drag it forward a little bit before we get to the Anton Daniels and Ekene part. Let's take this out. All right.
Oh my gosh.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And being inappropriate, which you give you sexual harassment on top of sexual harassment, coming home having to give 10 times what everybody else is giving at your job, more than the white women, more than the black men, more than the white men, right? Why do you think that those women aren't open to seeing things in a new light, to maybe being receptive of potentially being a full-time caregiver?
Because it's a programming. If you've only seen your mom work, work, you believe it's
that's
normal.
it. It's a programming.
Just like the man. If the man only see the woman work, the woman gotta be in the field. I know men that say, I'm not dating a woman unless she working and paying half of the bills.
I hear that too a lot. The thing is, the women are
see the woman work, the woman gotta be in the field. I know men that say, I'm not dating a woman unless she working and paying half of the bills.
I hear that too a lot. The thing is, the women are confused. They're very confused because, I mean, it's a numbers game. It's difficult to find connection. Now, as a woman, how do you position yourself when you got some men want you to work?
When we say it's a numbers game, always ask ourselves, what number? We need to start asking, what number are we talking about? Okay? Because when they say it's a numbers game, somebody's getting ready to spit unnecessary United States 300 million statistics at you. Okay, while those numbers can be useful to know what odds are against you, you still need to operate. This is attraction we're talking about. You need to operate from a place of strength, because you attract who you are all the time, right? And if you have low self-esteem and you don't think any good of yourself, you're going to attract the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. So always take your time. Like, what number? I agree, everything is a numbers game, but which number should we focus on here? Because there's multiple variables going on at the same time. There's human emotions, there's social construct, there's how I think of myself, there's my self-esteem, right? There's also the stupid nationwide number you're talking about. I'm guessing you're talking about. Which one of the numbers exactly are we talking about? Because as long as I need to know the numbers so I can play the game. And you can play this game at any age. It's facts.
Work, but don't pay.
The only reason why you can't play is because you probably lack game too. And you find yourself in conversations with people that use numbers to shame you all the time. That's on YouTube, okay? And there's nothing wrong with conversations, but just so you know, you better be moving intentionally, so because they will discombobulate your mind. Before you know it, you start thinking like them, because those numbers are truly powerful, and those numbers will make you feel defeated. Just letting you know, there's no numbers that anybody is quoting anywhere, right, that won't make you feel terrible. That's the whole point of the numbers. They're selling an agenda to you, right? So when you listen to the numbers, the reality, quote unquote reality number, also ask, how do you think I should empower myself? If their conversation revolves around tone down and reduce yourself, why should I need to do that? There are 8 billion people here. That number can work in my favor if I learn the game. So why should I need to tone myself down? Just ask honestly. Okay. Usually they will probably move in circles and revolve around the same stupid talking points. At that point, you know that you're going to talk to your pastor, because they will destroy your mindset. Okay.
Pay the bills. Some men want you to work and pay the bills. Some men want you to be full-time caregiver.
With the man being a leader. Now, women have had bad experiences. So you have men that'll provide 100% financially, but emotionally they're disrespectful, they're physically abusive, they're mentally abusive, they're verbally abusive, but they're paying everything. So they believe their finances allow them to do whatever they want. So you got those women that experience that, I'm never doing that again.
Right, it's too
and
dangerous.
then you have the women that's been programmed since a child. You can marry a man, you can have children with a man, but you never trust a man. You always get your own money. And then you have the women that get into relationships with men that can provide everything, but they have careers. So the man can still take care of them regardless of the fact.
Regardless,
to do something.
It's the option. It's the options. That's what everyone should be focused on, regardless. Right? That's what we should be talking about, having the options, right? Because again, like I said earlier, a woman should always have something going, because the devil's playground is the idle mind. The idle mind is the devil's playground, right? But there's a point you get to where get your own money. Start to overhear. It's like, am I hearing that you think that's the solution to your romantic traumatic experience? It is not. It is not. Okay? It can only go so far. It can help. If you don't feel like you have to depend on a man, it can help. But that's about it. That's about it. If you lack game, you lack game. Money is money. It's the same thing. Money is money. The issues are deeper than money. Okay? They're deeper than money. Particularly the understanding of what the issues are. You know? It's deeper than money. But as a typical woman, you operate better in your essence when you have the options. When you don't have to think about how am I going to survive when you get pregnant. It just feels better. You know, if you're coming from a certain type of experience, you might not be able to comprehend that. That's also understandable. Okay? That's understandable. But if this is a question for you, the answer is that when you feel safe and secure around your man, including financial security, you operate at your best. You're able to multiply everything. Right? The experience becomes better, right? But let's continue.
Wow.
Actually, let's go ahead and close out that poll that you had there, because I think we got enough votes on that.
And
one.
we got the super chats pop. Oh.
Want to know how I took my business to the next level?
Hold on,
It's
one
simple.
second.
It's Shopify.
I think we're getting it. I'm just scrolling through the timeline.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
For both y'all can chime into this because you've spoken, I'm sure in the past month, you probably spoken to the king of 50-50 relationships, whoever that might be, and all his cronies. But anyway, so Juanita says it should be 50% of each person. She says if I make 60K and my husband makes 100K, it's not fair for me to have to pay half when we are not bringing in the same income. Now that's more so overcoming, okay? But I want you.
You see. Let me rewind that again. You see what we're talking about right now? Right? Gentlemen, we created this type of woman. We created this, okay? We created it, right? Once you start asking for 50-50, then it's a competition, right? So it makes sense that the other person will come back and say, hey, why don't we do it this way? So that it's actually fair, right? She said it should be 50% of each person. If I make 60K and husband and 100K, it's not fair for me to pay half when we're not bringing. If I make 60K, right? So you pay half of the household when you don't make that much, right? Not bringing the same income. She has a point. Since you want 50-50, she'll be 50-50. You want 50-50, right? She has a point. But the problem is that it was a 50-50 mindset, not the money. So now you have two people speaking 50 different languages. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be chaotic. See, where the men that are asking for 50-50, where they're coming from, they're not trying to play fair. They're trying to feel like things are fair. They're trying to overcompensate using numbers and science. Right? So you're not, when they say that, you don't really understand what they're saying. You're like, okay, it's just numbers, right? It's just numbers game, right? So let's just look at the numbers a little bit closer. And all the while, you never really address the issue, right? You see where the confusion is coming from?
When we are not bringing in the same income. Now that's more so overcoming, okay? But I want you to describe actually, and I want to start with Tyshawn because you mentioned this. Describe, because I don't think all women really know what a 50-50 man looks like. Yeah. I don't really think. So I want you to describe it. You remember?
No, they don't.
You know what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
I don't think women create, women multiply. Women incubate and multiply. That's what I think. I think women make everything beautiful. So that's the only reason why I'm giving them this pass. But anytime you're asking for equal partnership, I hope you understand it's 50-50 you're asking for. You deserve each other. If you're asking for equal partnership, that's 50-50, man. You not deserve each other, just so you know. Just so you know, okay. But this is what it becomes. It doesn't stop. You're just trying to play fair. People that will treat you nice, people that will treat you equally with equal respect. That's all you're looking for. But you have no idea how far it goes. Why? Because this is marriage. We're talking about human emotions. Right? Human emotions no be your mates. You sow a little bit of seed, it will get multiplied into where you didn't see it going. All right, and that's why we're having this conversation. I just want you to be aware of that. That's all.
Yeah, you know, I've seen it on the pettiest levels. I've seen it on the pettiest.
See that language? Petty. Is that really how you want to play marriage? Petty energy back and forth, right? I don't mind petty, but I'd rather my wife is playing petty with me. She's on my team, and we're playing petty with other people. Not me against her or vice versa. It will never work, right?
Levels, man. Because this is a brother who truly believes that regardless of circumstance, of income, whatever the quantifiable numbers are that it takes to run a household, you are to bring 50% of that amount of income to the pot where you are not contributing to this family. And I've seen it so much speaking to ladies. You talking about I've had guys like aggressively contact women. Like, hey, remember that time when you ain't had your card? And we was at dinner? Yeah. I need that $12.50 because I remember I paid the whole thing and I tipped.
All right, confession time. I've never seen it personally. Okay, not even in the manosphere space. I've never seen a person with their full chest say that. What I see oftentimes is that they're wanting a submissive woman and want to pay all the bills. I do see that. The 50-50 at this level, I have never seen that in real life. Okay, if you see such a video, please send it to me.
Because you didn't have your card, and you said you was gonna put it down, and you didn't. So I need that $12.50, please. You want to know, like you want to know the fastest way to just? I'm sorry, I was about this to after dark, but to dry a woman up. I mean, to just completely turn her off, and to just have.
You're shooting yourself on the legs if you move that way as a man. That's just the bottom line. All right. So as they were having a conversation, this young man, he came in the show and he left his comment with the $99 super chat. Love the show, but this is hilarious. Great platform. Love the simping. Wow.
With his $100 super chat. But he says, love the show, but this is hilarious. Great platform. Love the simping. We gotta open up the phone line.
It's funny.
Shade.
He saw us that shade.
There's some shade
Anton,
coming on
listen,
here.
I hope you're hearing this right.
That doesn't qualify as a shade. That's funny. That's weird. That's a weirdo right there. I've stumbled into Anton before. Anton speaks from both sides of his mouth. You think I speak from both sides of my mouth? He speaks from both sides of his mouth. And when I first started listening to some of this conversation, he was one of the major people on the panels of Lapif Network. You know, I don't know what I found. Something took me to Lapif Network. Stumbled into it, and then he was one of the major characters up there. It's like a panelist thing on YouTube. And some part of it is like, oh, it makes sense. The other part of it, but I love the idea that he represented family. Like, he's like, okay. And he pushes against some of the men in the manosphere sometimes, you know. But then as time went on, I kept hearing like this over-aggressive simping to men. Okay, caping for men. That's probably more of a better language. Caping for men, and just aggressive, like, okay. So a part of me like, okay, he's just doing YouTube. He just wants to be popular on YouTube. So he says very inflammatory things, and, you know, he talks about he's a millionaire and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, let me just leave the brother alone. Let him just yarn his dust and make his money, you know. But as time went on, it just got more and more annoying. It just got weirder and weirder. Even there have been times that I've been in the chat, in their chats a few times. I even jumped on this platform. Actually, I remember now. I actually called into his show one time, and I gave him his kudos. I said, "Good job. You're a family man. You're helping some of these young men." I said that, and that was much earlier on. After a while, I was like, that was a bad compliment because it wasn't representation of what I would want to advise young men in general. There's too much emphasis on money. And for someone like him, if you question him, he'll tell you you're a hater. There's always a way he comes back with this hater. Not with me, but I've seen him do that with other people. I was like, let's just leave this guy alone. There's certain people I don't have conversations with them. I just can't. Okay, because what's the point, right? Well, I'm not trying to convince him to not be himself. If that's himself, he's himself. The one thing I know is that if I wait long enough, they will collect. Somebody else is showed them pepper, and this will not be the first time I see him receive collect water on this internet street. So it's fun to watch, and it's fun to represent a good example of what you don't want to sound like at 40, being married for 22 years or 20 years. It's not every advice from married people you want to take. That's why you need to not turn anything to religion, but study this stuff for yourself, see what makes sense, and compare what makes sense with what results people are getting. And they will get called out if you're patient enough. So he put that out there.
I hope you at the studio, because I will be very curious to bring you up on the call and get your perspective on this. Because yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, yeah, absolutely.
Can we speak on this real quick for a second, please?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He wanted to speak on it so badly. He wanted to speak on it. So, and I understand why he wanted to speak on it, because you can't let some things, there's sometimes you don't want to let things pass, right? Especially if you're the host on the show, you don't want to just let that slide, right? So, and he wanted to speak on it. So I'm going to go to that point right now where he called into the show, and then we'll take you from there. This person said, what would you suggest for a couple where the woman works but the man stays at home? What would you say about that dynamic in terms of how he can still present himself as masculine? I want a jump question though. It's possible, but it takes a lot. All right, because they're swimming against a trend. They're probably going to drown, right? But I think security comes from within. He needs to get his butt, forget about the money she's making. Just get off your butt and go and try to become a better man and become a better version of yourself. And if this wasn't an issue, she wouldn't be asking the question. It's an issue now, so you need to deal with that. Let's continue.
Can still present himself as masculine. Is that even possible? Is it possible to be masculine and be
that's the house
full
husband?
Time the house husband?
Honestly, the house husband.
It's a laughable matter. I even tried to be nice.
I mean, I used to work at Old Navy, so I used to be able to hit that perfect fold. So maybe they can hit the perfect fold. You know what I'm saying?
The perfect fold. I worked at Macy's.
Is that cool? That's not cool.
Oh,
I'm not telling you my age.
The funny thing is, let me tell you, I know it's about to go.
I worked at Macy's. I worked in the Polo Ralph Lauren department. I was doing the perfect fold too. You didn't know that about me, did you? Now you know something extra about me.
Go down, my man Anton. I think he just came up in here.
Uh-oh.
So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna bring Anton
Shout out
to the stage.
Influencers who taken part of this conversation, which I really love.
oh, praise.
What's his name? Ryan, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
That's a platform for you where just in the chat.
Anton, welcome to the platform.
What's going on?
Chat. The way I think of Anton these days, the way I think of Kevin Samuel. I thought of Kevin Samuel. He's a good YouTuber. You can learn a lot from him about YouTube. That's it. Not even business. Okay. Not even business. Not real estate. None of that. Okay. But YouTuber, yes, he knows what he's doing. And I saw him master the game, and then grew, and then he's mastered the game. In terms of how to get viral. Now, if if that's what you want to learn, absolutely. But marriage, nah. Nope. You're gonna be confused more so than anything.
Oh,
What up, Anton?
what's happening?
You got you calling us simps on the platform? Come on, man. That's not how we start the relationship, brother.
He got to try to hit us with a compliment sandwich.
Come on now.
I love
Compliment
y'all.
sandwich.
No, a lot of the conversations that y'all been having lately is based off of simp behavior. I think that you can have both. I think that you can both be incredibly masculine, but I don't like the idea how we trying to diminish the value of men when you're trying to compare them to or have a conversation based off of relationships. You can have both. You can have incredibly masculine men. But, well, let's start here. First of all, I don't even understand the whole idea of 100-0, 50-50. None of that even makes sense. It's supposed to be 100-100.
All right, that doesn't make sense either. Okay, 50-50 doesn't make sense, right? 100-100 doesn't make sense. So let's stick with the math. Since you want to do math, everyone who wants to do math, right? Let's ask Google, right? Let's ask Google, right? Since they want to do math, right? Okay, let's do equals to 50 divided by 50. What is that? What does it say? 1, right? Let's try this. Let's try another one. Let's do 100. Check, but wait. Let's try that. Everybody wants to do math. Is it not the same answer? You see confusion. I'm being dramatic, but I had to. I had to. Let's continue.
Okay, you're supposed to be given 100% of everything that you have as a man and as a woman into a relationship. What is this 60-40, 50?
Now, on paper, that makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense on paper, right? But Ayoda is like, Ninja, that's not what I'm talking about. You left the conversation, you left the chat room. Or you left the group chat, right? You left the group chat. That's not what he's talking about. So now you have to break things down all the way down to 3rd grade level. Now, the issues with that, when you break things down all the 3rd grade levels, that they never have the patience for that part of the conversation, because now you have to like 1 Ocon, 2 AG, 3 Eta A B D, right? It's confusion everywhere. 100, 50-50.
50-50. Men pay for 100% of it. Women have always worked. Now, they may have not always brung in resources specifically into a household, but a woman has always worked. And in a society where you're talking about we've advocated for equal, and then we're not including into the conversation and inherent risks that come along with, or
we didn't advocate for equal. Women are asking for equal rights in society, period. Not in romantic relationships. They're asking for, even if they say in romantic relationship, you are the man. It's not everything that women said that you just take on surface value and start running with it. That would be stupid. You should at least assess where they're coming from, understand where they're coming from. When people ask for certain things, there's a reason why they're asking for it. The reason why they're asking for it, it should be more of your concern, not necessarily what they're asking for. Because people will ask for things sometimes and they don't know what they're asking for. It's not beneficial for them. Right? So while you listen, you try to understand where they're coming from so that you make sure that when you do deliver, they don't say, well, that's not what I wanted. Well, we're in that place right now where we deliver the equal partnership thing, but that's not what they wanted. Guess who you can blame for that? Men. Because you should never leave your place of purpose. You should never, ever. And if you did, let's just admit that, okay, bad mistake, but let's go back to the basics. Right? So in a society where we're asking, no, you're capping, you're shading, and you know what you were doing. You're not asking for equal partnership. You're looking to be above women. And that hasn't worked well for you as men of society. That's what the issues are right now. So this is where it's like, but you say you wanted that. So now that you say you wanted that, you're like, that's still your fault, bro. That you didn't understand the whole point. That's still your fault.
All of the problems that come along with family court. When you're talking about women that advocate against family court, but then at the same time are advocating for a man to operate in a traditional role, which one do you want? Do you want to bring in resources? Because let's be very clear.
It's not which one does he want, it's which one works. That should be the conversation. But he's caught up in his emotions. So he's asking, which one do you want? Okay, let me give him a pass. He's just trying to have a conversation, but yeah, right. The sarcasm is part of the lack of skills. When you are sarcastic and you're having a conversation that's clearly these gentlemen are looking to listen to you, and you're bringing sarcasm into it, is probably part of the demonstration. You know, if somebody jumps on this stage right now and start to have a conversation, you see I tone down the sarcasm because I'm interacting with a person now. Okay? But that's just offensive at the end of the day. They're going to take an offense and you're still not going to get any point across.
Unless a woman is having multiple children and she's raising those children prior to those children becoming students and going to school full time, or she's homeschooling them, the majority of women that have children going to school full time and that are not working are not doing anything inside of their households.
Hi, I'm Zoe Gong. As a traditional Chinese medicine chef and food therapist, I love using Squarespace to...
Been married
You've
for
been married
19 and a half years.
For 19
Not
and a
in
half
a
years.
relationship. Married
Okay.
since I was 22 years old. Nobody ever hurt me before.
I understood. And 15 of those years, you said that you've pretty much been.
He said nobody ever hurt him before. First of all, that's cap. I would never say that. Nobody ever hurt me before. That's stupid. What do you mean?
Stop the cap.
Was that like some kind of trophy? Nobody ever hurt you before? If people are asking you who hurt you, there's a real reason why they're asking. There's a reason, just so you know. Okay. And the conversation is deeper than if somebody ever hurt you before. They're trying to say like, why you
Been 100% providing for your wife,
No. I said she hasn't worked for somebody else. Once my child, okay, so this was the dynamic. When I got married, my wife was working full time, right? And in addition to that, she was shooting in the gym, because when we had these conversations, we have to speak to the majority, not the minority. Majority of people that get married, and you do not have to have an abundance of resources in order to get married. The majority of the people that are looking to get married are not millionaires like me and Yada, right?
Oh, Yada,
so
that's his name,
the
Yada.
difference is that the fact that she did get up on my vision.
Let me hear Yada.
But they're using words which they don't understand. Now a brother can say he's been married for 20 years. I know brothers have been married for 50 years. But when I talk to their wives, they're highly broken, upset, and depressed. I'm not sure who this brother is. I've never heard of him before in my life. But
now Yada is throwing shade at the right time. I'm going to give you a pass because he said he talked first, but it was a lot of sarcasm in his talking, so it is what it is. You call them a simp first. So I don't know what you expect when you call people simp. Oh, well, I'm just joking around, you know. Yeah. Well, they're going to show you are the simp. You're probably just giving them the button to show you're the simp. That's all.
he sounds bitter.
He said you sound bitter. Jesus Christ. Ouch.
Like he's been brokenhearted. Maybe the first person he ever loved hurt him, or he watched his father emotionally
he watched his father
abuse his mother. And the reason why I say that, because if a woman's been married for as long as his mother has been married to her father, why would she get remarried? Something about that just doesn't add up. We repeat dysfunction. We say, my father has been married. I've been married. My brothers are married. That means nothing. I know
we do have a tendency to repeat dysfunction. I do preach for family, but I also try to make it a point if I get to it, because people will have conversations sometimes don't have patience. If I get to it, it needs to be healthy. Okay, I will never encourage anybody in the name of family and marriage to stay in a toxic situation. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. We need to come up with a better solution than telling people to endure crazy life. It doesn't make any sense.
a lot of dysfunctional married couples. The problem is these men don't got no money. And that's the real thing they should say. I'm broke.
Oh, at that point where he said got no money, he probably need like, I got to tell this guy I have money.
I'm trying to get my bag up, and this is what it is. You can't come at a man that's wealthy. You can't come at wealthy man that went for the race, but for the trophy. Now we got the trophy, and we're dancing, and we're saying, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, my God. Yada called women the trophy, the prize here. Oh, my God. Only God knows how painful this would have been for some brothers. Oh, that must have been painful.
We got diamonds and gold on our trophy, and you're looking at yours, and your trophy falling apart. Something ain't right with that, brother.
He probably took that person out. Jesus.
See, and these is I had
he wasn't talking to you. Can you get your masculine frame together?
Them attacks because instead of him speaking to it, see, the difference is that my mother was widowed. It was an unfortunate accident.
We go explain because no evidence.
I'm done. I'm done with Anton for today. Maybe another day. I've reacted to some of his video in the past. I can't.
that ultimately met her demise. The guy that she wound up marrying was a guy that literally walked in.
I think we should move on to.
See, I am wealthy. It's a difference, right?
Let's just.
I'm not.
Listen, first off,
drinking warm water before bed helps men.
Let's move on to Ekene. I think it's better we move on to Ekene. I can't. Let's just call that one a day. Let's see here. Skip. All right.
Oh, y'all, guys, listen. Please, whenever we have a guest, just ask them to stay for the full 3 because we never actually tell the guests until the show. Now, Tyshawn and I got to get better at that, but because the live show is still new to our esteemed guests, we got to finesse them sometimes.
We got to. And let me tell you, we got a Kenny on here. We never brought a Kenny up here.
Whoa.
We actually got
a Kenny.
I want to bring Kenny up here.
Keep it clean, Kenny.
Listen, Kenny, look, I've seen enough of your comments to know that you might be a problem on this video. So
Kenny,
I want to make sure
respectful. We're gonna shut you down.
I want to make sure we have a respectful, responsible discussion, whether we agree or not. But welcome to the platform, Ekene.
All right. So before Ekene continues, let me just show you. This is what Ekene said before. He dropped a super chat over there. Okay, so he's supporting them. Good for him. He said, "This chat room tells me that most of the women here are single because they won't listen to men. Keep your singleness single." All right, there you have it. So this is why they invited him up to come and speak his mind. Ekene is a Nigerian brother. He came here a couple of times before in the past. It was offensive to the ladies here, so he checked himself out. He never came back. I didn't block him out of here, by the way. He just never came back. But I demanded apologies because he basically was quite offensive to, I think, Nigerian and black women in general. And I do tolerate that to a certain. If you're making, sometimes it can be offensive. Conversation can be offensive, but there's a certain point I'll be like, nah, you know. But I demanded that if he's gonna come back, he apologizes, and he never came back. So, and that's fine with me. But he's still out in this YouTube streets, okay? But let me see. Chinye is saying something. Let me come to the chat. So sorry. They will go and buy somehow. Before playing Ekene, did you catch that place where Ekene caught a quick bullet before he came live? Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to see if I can find that actually. Maybe it's better. I see why you say that because let me see here. I'm trying to see if I can catch that. Let me see here. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can catch that spot right now. So we can talk about it. There you go. I think I might have it. Okay. All right, I think I might have it. Let me play this. Share.
We got another brother that I'm about to bring here to the stage.
Right so now. We'll listen to this brother.
Oh, he's already on here. My bad.
Okay, cool.
We got Kendall Ficklin on here. What's up with you, my brother?
What's happening, bros? How y'all doing, man?
K2, what's good?
K2, what's up, brother? What's your thoughts on this 50-50 situation here, man?
Man, you know, bro, we kind of had this conversation on, you know, one of our episodes before, you know, when they dragged me through the mud all over social media about it. I don't agree. 50-50 to me, I'm agreeing with Yoda's point.
Yada.
He's a wise one.
Bro,
I thought it was Yoda too.
Like facts. Like at the end of the day, as a man, there's certain responsibilities that you have. See, we're talking in terms of people talk in terms of duty. They use these different buzzwords, but at the end of the day, the word is responsibility, bro. Like it's your responsibility and your job to provide 100%.
That's it.
Period. And we got to stop complaining as men. It's always a complaint with dudes like, oh well, she don't do this. Bro, you got to focus on being the man. Somebody was in the chat talking about what if she don't do this and she don't do that?
Mm-hmm.
What she does has nothing to do with the responsibility that you have that has been bestowed upon you as a man. Period. Which is provision. You talking about finances, emotional, spiritual, and at the end of the day, you got to know your numbers, bro. You don't got to be rich to take care of your wife, bro. I'm 32. I've been taking care of my wife since I was 19 years old, bro.
Oh, praise.
18, dog. I got 4 kids, and I'm 33. She ain't working. Lovely. I don't know how long. I don't remember. The goal is to give your wife, your woman, the option, bro.
So the confirmation is the other way around. If you say certain things, I'm like, you're married, right? Yeah, I'm married. And then if you're not married, like, oh, that's so surprising because the way you're talking, right? Just because you can talk a good game doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Just because you have good result doesn't mean you know you can advise other people. There's some people that should not be advising people. Okay? Just let us hear you, and we'll tell you if you continue to advise people or not. Okay? When I say us intentionally, the general public will hear you. They will tell you if you should be advising people or not. Okay? That's the way it works. Okay? And we can confirm with your results, but not always. Sometimes you have good results and you might... we can still tell somehow. So when Yada was able to read Anton very well, it wasn't just, like talk about my wife works for me. They can hear in between the lines. Wait, yeah, man, why are you reading between the lines? Because that's what men with emotional intelligence do. That's what they do. They don't just listen to what you say, which is why you go explain tire. Just because you have good evidence, does not mean that you can advise either, because every individual still needs to be able to discern. That's why.
It's the option. We ain't trying to determine what they do with their life. We are trying to give them the option as a man to say, look, babe, if you want to work, you go work somewhere that you gonna love what you doing, as opposed to going somewhere that you hate where you at. Ain't no other man about to be feeding my wife, bro, at the end of the day. And my wife, at the end of the day, you're not gonna go work for somebody. Let's go push you to build something of your own, so that she start tapping into her greatness. At the end of the day, bro, dudes is so... I'm gonna keep the language low. You know how I talk, bro. But keep
it clean, K2. Keep it clean,
bro. I'm trying to keep it clean because I see what type of time y'all on these days. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look, dog. At the end of the day, dudes be real lazy, so weak. All of these words, dog. And at the end of the day, y'all need to tighten up, bro. Stop worrying about what the woman is doing in business as a man.
Stop worrying about what the woman is doing. That's a divine talk right there. That's a person that understands the holistic way that these things work, right? Again, if you are operating from a place of competition, you will always collect. You to just be wrong. The outcome will be wrong. The same thing is actually true in business too. The place where people get to and they start to compete, even in business, is, obviously there's competition in business, so let me not even bring that into it. But when it comes to relationship between you and your spouse, or between the genders, the idea of coming from a place of competition is always wrong. If women are doing that, we don't need to follow that. We just don't do that. Men don't do that. Okay, men that are on purpose don't do that. Men that understand how this works will never advise you to start competing with women in your talking points or in your mindset. It will never work out for you, because the women will literally multiply it for you. So it will never be well with you, basically. But
okay, let's be real. At the end of the day, dog, if you didn't have a woman, you still gotta pay your rent. You still gotta pay your bill with your mama. Like, what are you talking about, dog? Like, what are we really talking about?
Hey, let me tell you something. That was on K2 chest for a minute.
Listen, let the mic cool off. K2, listen, we love you, brother. I appreciate you coming up on here giving your piece, okay?
Hey, listen.
Love you, bro. Love y'all, man. Y'all be good.
Love you too, bro. Nobody else call in with a testimony like that. We know that, Negro.
Yeah.
That's the homie. That's the homie. And he's really about that. And he's multiple generations of successfully ran
his
families.
father is Kendall Ficklin, in which we had on here. So as you can see, what happens when a strong man is your pops.
Yeah,
that's the product. And that man,
that's it.
Yes, he got married.
That's it.
And he got hella babies. Like, how many?
4 babies.
He got hella
babies.
4 babies.
But see, this is the thing. A lot of people's not understanding 50-50 and a dollar amount is a mental state.
It's a mental thing.
A millionaire say, nah, well, his wife doesn't work. I don't get how he believes in 50-50.
He actually is not 50-50.
Well, and see, I wanted to talk about that too, because Anton is a very successful YouTuber, and I'm sure he does a multitude of other things, just like all of us.
Definitely.
And I believe him when he says he take care of his household and he put it down. Now the thing is, though, he's saying, even though I do this, the average man might not be able to. So I do think he's having some level of sympathy for the average man.
But
there you go.
It's a mental state. The only reason he can even subscribe to that train of thought,
you can't.
His father probably
yes.
His father didn't do that, and
that's why
the man's the leader, and he's talking biblical.
Exactly.
Some biblical stuff missing, but he's saying biblically, I know his father's the one that gave him that form of information. Now,
that's it, because he's not a church boy like that. But when he said you tell on yourself, it's only a matter of time. You tell on yourself, right? You saw that. The only way I can comprehend where you're coming from without listening, right? And I can consistently not tell you, they actually give you the attitude tools you need. And I'm trying to sympathize with you in this space and say it's okay for men to be competing with women, is because I truly feel that way. Okay? It's a mindset. It doesn't mean I practice that, but there's something about you that will play 50-50 with a woman in other aspects of life. You might ask her to communicate with you at the same level, when clearly you're having a hard time listening, which is why there's arguments. So it's always a man's word. Baba, you are having a different conversation. My point is that women will multiply who you are exactly the way you are. They will multiply it. Just add 10,000 on top of that. So if he's managed to figure out the financial aspect of things, good for him. But there's something about him that is more 50-50 in mindset. Just go to his YouTube channel. You see the rhetoric. It is always about holding women accountable. Okay? He holds... I'll be nice to him. He holds men accountable too. But there's certain one aspect of it tends to go more viral than the other ones. Right? Oh yeah, I'm a fan. Exactly. I pay attention because I don't miss nothing. That's why. All right.
Now, again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with men being 50-50. You're just not going to have a peaceful life.
That's it.
Yeah, when you're sick and you're tired and you're old, your woman now, she's not there to rub your butt. When I say butt, I'm talking about now you're elderly. You can't wipe your own butt.
See, I can't find the part
now you're in an elder, some old person's home getting abused and getting robbed while I'm 60 years old still looking young and my woman taking care of me. It's a different form of peace. The home has to be peaceful. And when a man's able to make sure this woman is right, the woman going to do things for him that he can't imagine. But most men have never experienced a woman truly dwelling in her feminine. So it's foreign. They can't understand the blessings that we receive.
They don't know what's on the other side.
They can't comprehend it. They see a man like me.
Now, that is the best form of empathy for men, or sympathy for men. I understand that you don't know what that looks like. Okay, all right, let's paint a few pictures for you. Let's show you examples. But I'm not going to advise you to compete with women. That's never going to work. You know, that's never going to work out well. Okay, it's not going to work.
The brother that was just on the phone saying, man, I don't care. This is what it is. Stop complaining, because man, we reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
Man, it's tricky because it's at some point.
Are you a consulting business owner who needs capital to start or scale your business? Imagine if you had access.
This is the thing, you tell a kid, you tell the kids they can do whatever, they can be whatever they want to be. Now we grown now, right? Well, we're talking to adults. All of a sudden, when we're talking to adults, we don't tell them, hey, even though you 50, 40, 30, you can still be whatever you want to be. We say, hey, since you're average, we're gonna change the rules for the average people. Is it? Do you think? I mean, is it too harsh? Is that too harsh? Should we communicate to the average guy that, hey, suck it up, do the work, or should we change the message?
Imagine this. Imagine guys saying, protector, not protector, provider, not provider, just an average Joe. What makes a man average? Every man has the same ability to do the same things. Some men are just lazy. Some men rather complain, and some men watch their fathers work the heck out of their mothers.
Yeah.
Come on, when a man says I work for me, rather than us and the family, something's wrong with this, man. You can't tell me with a mental state like that your woman's at peace. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So wait, man. First of all, backstage is piling up.
Let's go to it, Kenny. I can't find the.
I don't know if y'all guys listen. Please, whenever live show is.
But listen, we got a Kenny on here. I want to make sure we have a respectful, responsible discussion, whether we agree or not. But welcome to the platform.
Exactly.
Kenny, much love, brother.
When they're cracking up laughing.
Kenny, you got your sound on, brother?
No, yeah, I got my son on now. How you guys doing?
What's up, brother? Thanks for the support, man. Welcome to the show.
You're welcome, yo. Yeah, any day, anytime.
So
this is the
question, brother.
This is the problem. And I like this panel, the way it's going to be right now, just like it was with Antoine. A man supporting women and another man supporting men. I think that's how Antoine have always rolled. That's the same way I roll. I support men. It's all about men, black men thriving in the United States. As a businessman, I want to see us succeed, both in business and in family.
That's cap.
But the problem is
really what he wants to talk
problem
about.
I have with a lot of brothers. We talk about what do women need, what do women want, but we never have that discussion. What do men want? You got to understand one thing. There is no relationship without a man. A woman can do whatever she wants to do. Until a man says there is marriage, there is no marriage. Do we agree to that?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Yes, we got you.
Okay. I hope we do agree to that. That when a man says there is a relationship, there is a relationship. So if you want to say 50-50, no 50-50, to me personally, there is no 50-50. There is 100-100. If I'm bringing anything into that house, which is my total income, my total energy, I expect my wife. I've been married for a while. I've had the same woman, I've been with her for the past close to 14 years.
Stop the cap.
She has to bring every of her energy and wealth into the prosperity of that family. So all these 50-50, I understand, because guess what we have to know?
Kenny, quick question.
So
quick question.
He's passionate
because I think we need to ask the same question.
Everything I do,
do you think it's wrong to expect the brothers at some point to take full financial responsibility at some point in the relationship, for that to be the man's goal, to take full financial responsibility over the household at some point?
Wait, Tyson just said, Ninja, wait. All right, thank you for the preaching and everything, but let's narrow it down to this one point. Let me ask you a question. Should a man at some point, right, strive to take full responsibility, right? Honestly, I think they're done already.
A man should always take 100% financial responsibility in his household, because number one, that is his legacy.
Well, hold on, wait.
But no. What
are you advocating for?
Okay.
Although he agrees with that, he says a big issue is only holding the men accountable. But I think his question is, or I can convert his question, what he's saying, into a question, and y'all to answer this for us. What do the men who adopt this?
Ryan, stop the
cap.
So Ryan is trying to help him ask the question. When you jump on a panel like this, what you should come and do is ask a question. That's the way it's set up. That's why I don't call into that kind of show, because they expect people to come and ask questions, right? It's not that I don't have questions, but I generally don't have questions. So I have to frame what I have to say in the question as a form of respect for them, to ask a question so that their guests can actually speak. But this man can't even do that. They probably can't think that far. That's too far to think, you know. There are panels that are for debate. There are panels where it's not really a panel. They have a guest. It's a show, right? So Ryan is helping. Right? Let me be nice. Let me help him frame this as a question.
This philosophy, mindset, ideology, financial structure, what should they get from their woman?
See, we have to, when we say 100, we have to understand the positions of the man and the positions of the woman. And this goes back to what we said earlier. What is a man created to do? That's protect and provide. What is a woman created to do? Nurture. These are the divine laws. That's a woman doing 100% of nurturing, regardless if she's nurturing her business, nurturing the home, nurturing the man, nurturing the children. Her job is just to.
He calls it nurturing. I call it incubator, multiplying, nurturing. I should add nurturing to that, but that's what women do, right? Of course, you should bring 100% A game to that. What we're telling you is that if you don't show up properly as a man, that's probably going to tamper with that, because it's not the other way around, right? And it's not simultaneous either. Your own job as a man is to focus on yours. Focus on yours. Yes, Ryan did. I'm just playing with him, pulling his leg. Right? Focus on yours.
Nurture. The man's job is to protect. That's 100. Now, if she's going out there working and bringing money,
that's 100 of two different things, right? It's a numbers game. What number? Which number are we talking about?
Money back into the house. She's doing the job of providing as well.
Yep.
So Kene, look, first off, thank you so much for coming up here, brother. We see you in the chat all the time.
Wait. Not that simple. No.
I appreciate you sharing with us.
Okay, hold on. Kene, we can't let you slide, man. We better see you join that initiate family because you support us and contribute to the engaging conversation so much. It's a shame that you are not yet
they're nicer than me.
Increasing our male membership in the initiate family.
We need the brothers in here.
We need that, Kene.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. You guys want me to tell you the truth?
Truth teller.
He's
gonna tell the truth.
Nice?
Is he gonna get us?
It's truth teller.
It's gonna be a real truth, a bitter truth, but a truth. I believe that a lot of men want to join this channel, but I gotta be honest with you. A lot of the women here are terrorists. Their mouth, like they go on men really bad. So I don't mind joining. Right?
Even Yara found it funny. How much? It's very hard for me to take a Kenneth serious. It's very, very hard for me to take him seriously too.
But most of the women are terrorists. I'm sorry.
Let Kenneth
go. He said, "Let the Kenneth go." He said, "Let the Kenneth go. Let the Kenneth go." Listen, let me just say this, okay? Let me say this really quickly. The 50-50 thing is stupid, okay? All right. It's just stupid, okay? It's as stupid as equal partnership in a romantic relationship. This is basically anybody who doesn't know how to separate women's equal right in society from the dynamics of attraction in romantic relationships. They deserve a 50-50 man. Okay, they deserve each other. Okay, they deserve to show each other shiggy. Okay, all right, but we'll be here. We're still here. We're carrying content. We're helping. We're having this conversation. We will continue to talk about it. Continue to talk about it. But I just have one question for you, ladies, before we leave. Ladies and gentlemen, before we leave. I have one question for you, so I'll be right back.
Beautiful girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.